there's some one seed that loses, flips the bracket, makes one side very strong, but it hasn't happened so far. It's looking like everybody that we expected should get into the position, but it looks like we're starting with game number 1 right off the break. It looks like it's going to be Mayhem. Method's going to find some kills, and Methods is going to be the last one standing on the hill. As eUnited, they're not going to try to force their way through window.
And hopefully this time we'll be able to stay in the match. So far, so good. Barzillion getting the pick. Can the team get in behind us? Pristini trying to do damage from window. I think we've talked a lot about what Simp's been able to do. RC has been a staple of this team, but Pristini has been the one in the past 2 weeks that has gone from not in the conversation to conversation of top Maddox players in the game. And I think for you, when we talked about like who was going to be a favorite for this event, who was going to win the event, I think one of the things that made us hesitant to pick eUnited is because of how up and down Pristini's been throughout his career. It's still a little bit hard to trust he's going to have that performance all weekend, but if they are going to win it, if they're going to do it, that Pristini we saw the last 2 weeks of the Pro League has to be here all weekend.
It was such a short period, right? Like 2 weeks, 7 matches, but he was phenomenal.
So good.
And you're just hoping, if you're an eUnited fan, that he's in a rhythm in that play style that he's in. All the timings are going his way continues, because I've always thought Pristini with the eUnited rosters has been the X factor, and I think he's starting to show it more and more now in this Maddox role as eUnited, now with a very solid 50 point lead after this second hill. Pristini on a force free, he's 250 off Streisand, while UYU very early on start to rotate towards hill number 3.
And kind of the opening we expected. eUnited firmly in control. Clayster with a nice shots at the ICR at the outer edge. We'll see if he can continue to lock it down, but in rotation, who's going to be the forward man? I believe it's that number 4 and number 1 really from the UYU side, trying to make plays and trying to get them set up for UYU. But they've got to get something going. It has to happen at this hard point. If there's an early break-in for eUnited, what a massive lead they could build.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing right now for UYU is there's no streaks. Abizi able to get out with his life. Zaptius and Royalty had 0 kills before this hill, so they're finally able to get on the board. And, you know, that's not a great start. But again, you have
through 2 hard points.
Yeah, you have no streaks. That I think that's a little bit lucky. There was a couple of players that were getting close for United. If that happens, they win 3 hills in a row, but it doesn't look like they need the streaks to break on in. That's 3 that go down. Now you have Clayster setting up towards the back with this thermal ICR.
So far, so good. Concussion to work with as well. He's done a ton of damage. Get his teammates pick up the kills in the crossfire. RC's there to help him, but Clayster will ultimately drop. It's Pristini from the back steps that's able to pick it up as he starts out 7-4. Really strong start from just about everybody on the eUnited side. Statistically, the teams couldn't be different at this stage, but as the hard point time dwindles, we'll now shift focus over to artillery. RC's needs a point man. Don't necessarily want to be that with the ICR. He'll set up and hold the angle, wait for his teammates to go, and there's the bait. Abizi goes over the top. Can they get through on the trade? Simp, the second Saugin, does get 2, and at least pressure onto the hard point for a moment there to try and get UYU out. That's a EYU.
It's going to be
let's combine the 2 squads.
It's going to be absolutely amazing to be the ICR and have Simp and Abizi on your team, just running ahead of you. That's going to be.
It just feels like you can really just focus on the ICR and ICR fight, right? Like,
do whatever you want.
You're not gonna have people in your face constantly. You can really just worry about locking down those long-range fights. But yeah, I imagine Arcedy's from a gameplay standpoint pretty content with his role.
That's a great time.
Team.
Now UYU though able to at least fight right back in. Great job at artillery. Mayhem. He's really been, I would say, probably the most consistent player all year long for UYU. Has really had his bright moments. He's on a force free right now. Does get stunned, trying to stay alive as he sets up the pinch, but that's not going to happen. Clayster's going to take him down, and now it's the United inside office.
On to the final hard point in the first rotation. Specialist starting to build, but nobody with anything locked and loaded quite yet. EYU going to have to get the brakes behind the gunpowder. Royalty up over the top. Pristini backs up, plays it beautifully, wins the one-on-one. Nice job dealing with the movement and grapple player coming in. That's 3 kills now in a row for eUnited. They've locked down the first push. Now it's incredibly staggered for UYU. Methods just has to do what he can to stay alive until the reinforcements come in, as he's the last man in the back, and he's going to set up the pinch through the back door. Almost catches Pristini. He is able to shut down Abizi. Methods with a great play. He's the last guy up, stays up, gets 2 kills. The reinforcements come in, and they're able to break into the hard point with 15 remaining.
Yeah, 11-9 for Methods. Methods and Mayhem The other side, though, Royalty 3-13, and we know what I mean what a weapon at times he can be, but it just feels like it's not always there. It's inconsistent.
I mean, I think back to that Seaside map he had. What did he start out like 20-2 or so? He had that crazy performance. He had the 5-man grab slam. Like, he can take over. Just gotta wish it could be a little bit more consistently. But the lead now dwindled to 44 eUnited, but they're trying to break into the next hard point. Method's caught reloading and will get punished as a result. But now into the second set. And for UYU, I guess, with how poorly it started and the fact that Royalty is 4-14, you feel good you're down 30 to 40 points.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, there's no streak. Specialists starting to come on in now for both teams. And, well, they're able to find 3 kills. eUnited still have a couple of players inside window. That's going to be a BZ with a SOG, just trying to stay alive. But eUnited with 20 seconds left on the old hill. They're already focused on that rotation. You just have Pristini, who's going to go on a flank, but that's a very quick trade from Parzilian on the old hill. This is looking good for UYU. They are right back into this game, but Abizi's going to find 2 on rotation with Grab Slam.
So they'll now be set up for the next hard point. Chance for eUnited to push this lead back out. You've got TAC 5, and they're going to pop that instantly. So for the next setup, they have that available. Abizi wins a gunfight on the first push towards the backside of Garage. He'll be dealing with that push. On the other side, it's going to be Clayster and Simp that are trying to deal with a 2-pronged attack right now. Abizi's done such a fantastic job just making sure the pinch can't come through, but as he falls and a spawn comes in close, now a chance to collapse for UYU, and here they go.
The good thing is, though, with Simp and Arcees win the fights at the front, so eUnited doesn't spawn that far away. They spawn near artillery, and this is fine. This is almost what you want with 25 seconds left. Zaptius is actually going to opt to use the War Machine here, does find 1, and they will break the hill, but that's a big weapon for about 20 seconds.
So they'll bring it right back within about 20 points yet again. They'll just leave Zaptius in the hard point. They'll pop the TAC 5 to maybe make this more like it's a 5-on-5 versus a 4-on-5. But a nice full stun from eUnited.
It's really both sides. I think Methods as well. I don't think he got a TAC mass 1. Both teams know that that War Machine is loading on up. And, well, now eUnited can change back to TAC mass because Zaptius used it. Arcees, he has the Tempest out.
He died almost instantly. I think he got 1 kill, and then he drops. So the Tempest won't really provide a whole lot. That's going to be 4 down for eUnited. Into the hardpoint go UYU. That's a massive break with 40 seconds left. This is a chance for them to get their first lead of the game. If they can get a solid hold here. The next push now in from eUnited. Nice one-on-one win there from Royalty as he does it with the ICR. Has that grapple and grab slam locked and loaded for the next push from eUnited. Already set up in next. You see that number 2. They're ready with the rotation, so they'll give up this final 15 seconds to United, try to get set up for next, and take another crack at a lead change here when we rotate.
Yeah, Zaptius able to earn a lightning strike, so that's going to be big for, I mean, one of these hills. If it's desperation mode, eUnited gets in a good setup. They can use that lightning strike. Parzilian's going to use the Tempest, just misses. That would have trained. That's a shot that he's going to want back. Because, I mean, if that hits, that's 2 kills, and instead it turns into a break for eUnited. Abizi and Clayster are going to get right on the hill.
How big of a trap game do you think this was for United, just considering the lopsided? Is that something you think United would be susceptible to with some young players in the squad?
Well, what's eUnited right now? 2-0, or is they still
1-0? I think it's the second.
Still 1-0. I mean, I think if they're 2-0, maybe it's a little bit different, but you have to win if you're eUnited. I think it's more just get it done, right? Just win this game. You know you're the favorites.
I guess if there was one team that I think maybe a top contender would chalk up as a win, it's probably UYU, just with the way they've looked. And you hope that's not the mentality anyone go into it with, but even the best players are susceptible to that sometimes.
Everybody's human, right? Like, that's just the way it is. Those elements, we have to talk about them. And, yeah, sometimes they happen. Just teams, just how alert they are, how ready and focused they are for the match.
As soon as I start talking about that, though, I think eUnited scored every single point and kind of retaken a massive lead in this one as they'll get to 233. 17 more points needed, and they're in the next hard point. UYU have got to get a break or at least be able to contest here to have a chance to see another hard point. They've got to be flawless from this point. Haven't seen a ton of massive comebacks on this map. I mean, the EG one recently is the one that comes to mind. They were down like 140 and somehow pulled that off, but it took like 18 brilliant plays and clutch moments for them to make that happen. The first break they needed, they get it done. They only give 9 points to United, and they get right back into the hard point. Can they get some streaks to use, some specialists? They're really going to have the vision pulse as their main tool. Mayhem can go ahead and earn that.
Yeah, that's going to be the tough part, though. Well, as soon as I say that, 2 people go down for UYU. Clayster's going to find another one. Pristini and Abizi. That's going to be all dead for the UYU. And match number 1 going to go the way of United.